The idea today is talk how we are rewriting the script of Abril Group in Brazil. And as we know, managing is about wisely dividing our time between what's pending and what's trending. The problem is that we have so many pending issues that push us away from the trends. And this is reality in a place like Brazil and probably everywhere in the world. So the stark battle between what's now and what's next has a clear winner, the short-term vision. We are now more concerned about the end of the month than the end of the world. And that's why it's very important to come together in events like this in order to rethink strategies, vision, and the future. I had a whole life dedicated to innovation and digital, and when I joined Abril 2 years ago, I had a mission, or I thought I had a mission, digitalizing a company whose vision was rooted in paper. And for my surprise, I found a corporation completely dedicated to digital with a limited belief in paper. They believed the paper was over and the future would be solely digital. And this was not different from any other publishing companies, unfortunately. When you see what's going on in our magazine and in our newspapers, you can feel that there was a belief, a strong belief of the end of paper. I think that no other industry predicted its doom as much as print media. And this is a major problem for us. The magazine is not dying, definitely, but probably it may be killing itself. If we keep believing like this and keep acting and promoting like this, that's the reality. So it's a kind of another self-fulfilling prophecy that must be revised immediately. It may happen, but it's not a sure thing. And if it depends on us, it won't. So I need to rethink completely the whole company to understand that the post-truth era can be considered the biggest opportunity for us in the decade for responsible media. And we should stop talking to us like traditional media. We are not traditional, we are professional media. And that's a big difference in positioning. We have to decide if we should be realistic or idealistic about print media, and we chose to be idealistic and change reality. And why this is important? Because companies don't die just for doing the wrong things. Companies die also for doing the right things for too long, and that's what we are doing now. To change courses, we need to set a set of beliefs to guide us in the right direction, and our team needs to know not only what to do, but also why they do it. And that's why it's important to create a set of beliefs that really guide the whole team. So in order to define the premises for a strategic revision in our business, we created 5 beliefs. The first belief was we need to understand digital as addition, not substitution. In order to think like this, we need to have a shift in the mathematical concept of the print-digital relationship. The migration from paper to digital is an addition, not a subtraction. It's not instead of, but besides. The mission of each platform, digital or paper, is complementary, not substitutive. So we would say that digital media is in charge of addressing the answers of what and when, and the print media must answer the why and how. One is more broad and superficial, the other one is more deep and more interesting. So in the future, if digital prevails alone, let's assume many, many years from today, the similar conceptual relations should remain. So I would say that what and when will be free, while why and how will be paid, and then we still have a business model. And that's the way we felt that we should think like digital and print relationship. To make the addition concept more tangible, we have launched Mobile View, an augmented reality tool. I know that many people had done this experimentally in many places, but we decided to do, let's say, officially for every single issue. And we started in Veja magazine, our largest magazine. And every time that you see Veja now, if you just add your, let's say, phone in front of each page and you see additional stuff like movies or shows, whatever you are reading about, yes, you can have a different experience, digital experience, together with the print. This went very well in Veja, and we promoted a lot during 1 year. And after that, the results was that we have a circulation increase of 7.8% when every other magazines were going down. And more recently, last week, we reached 1.2 million subscribers, and we went back to the same number of subscribers of 5 years ago. So adding and not substituting is probably the best way to go. And at the same time, we had a 53% increase in our readership at the internet. We went up to 23 million unique users in our site, which shows that the concept of addition, it's true. After that, what we did is we went to all other magazines, and now we have mobile view or augmented reality in every single other magazine, which allow us to start producing lots and lots of videos to fulfill this potential opportunity for every single magazine. And also, we allow now the advertisers to use videos in their ads. So they now can, let's say, give more information from every single ad using the same concept of mobile view. And how much is the cost of this? Nothing, zero cost. Mobile view is a free, let's say, technique that can be used in every single magazine. The second belief is that using our media not only as an end, but also as a mean. We need to understand that innovating doesn't mean just creating from scratch. Sometimes it also means seeing the same problem with fresh eyes. Since our margins as media have been decreasing and the number of ads have been diminishing, we can also make money through it and not only in it. Or we need to position ourselves as a marketplace, not only as a media. I give you 3 examples of what we have been doing in Brazil as a concept of, let's say, marketplace. So the first one is Go to Shop. Go to Shop is an e-commerce that we started in our main magazines, where you can buy lots of different stuff straight from the magazine. So you just use the same augmented reality technique, and you will be able to have the magazine being used as a marketplace. So when you read the magazine, anywhere you like any object of the magazine, and let's assume that you like this product, you just put the phone in front of the magazine, immediately the image is recognized, and you can buy straight from the magazine. So the magazine starts to become a catalog of products, which is fantastic for clients that would like to use this not only as an ad, but also as a commerce. The second example is GoBox. GoBox we have launched a year ago, and it's a subscription club of products. We have launched up to now 25 different clubs, like the wine club, or the beer club, clubs that you get every month, 1 box at your home with products and content, which is important to, let's say, increase the experiences. So Italy, for example, is a box where you get a lunch in Toscana, and next month you get a breakfast in Sicilia. We have a home shave club, we have a coffee club, lots of different products that we are now launching almost 2 or 3 every month, fulfilling every single area of commerce, including this kind of stuff like Star Wars with characters, or sometimes where you get this box for fans of the movie, or sometimes even Disney for kids. What is interesting is that we are now increasing a lot, dramatically, the number of subscribers that not only subscribe magazines, but also subscribe products. And within the products, we insert the magazines. So there's always a double experience in each box. And it's important also to say that this can be a big business because Unilever bought recently Dollar Shave Club, a club of shaving, for $1 billion. So we are talking about big business, and we have the whole capacity to develop clubs like this because we know how to handle subscription. The third example is Go Read. We just launched recently in Brazil the best magazine content for digital readers, which means we put not Abril magazines only, but the whole group of magazines that is published in Brazil, a kind of a Netflix of magazines, in one single subscription that costs $7. So with $7, you have access to more than 160 titles of every single magazine in Brazil. So becoming a marketplace is fundamental for us because we can use our ad space that today is empty in many magazines to promote our own business or our own products. But besides this, we understood that media for equity would be another big opportunity. So we have now been associate or partners in lots of different businesses where we offer ad space for this company. So if the company needs to be promoted and we have the capacity to promote, we become partners. Instead of investing money, we invest ad space. And we are now partnered with 10 or 12 of different companies, different segments of the business. And what is important here is that sometimes in one of this, we're going to get 1 or 2 unicorns that will help us to develop different opportunities. But the most important thing of understanding using our media as a mean is that we had a perception change among advertisers. Abril is now seen not only as a media provider, but as a strategic partner for multiple business opportunities. In other words, they start to think different about us. And this is really very important. This has been a major achievement because now companies are talking to us in a different level, not with media people, but businessmen with businessmen. Let's do business. That's the way we need to have them to perceive us. Another interesting point is that using our digital ad space inventory for our own business units or for the media for equity business has led us to a surprising result. We've reduced the programmatic supply by 35%, while our CPM was increased in 120%. So this is something to think about. Perhaps we should do this even if you don't have what to advertise. Sometimes programmatic is killing our business. Today we have 60 trillion web pages in the world. From the 60 trillion web pages, 1% has advertising space. And if we take all the advertising space of these web pages and put together, creating a big wall, okay, and putting one at the side of the other, all the space, and create a big wall, this wall's size is 9.5 times bigger than the surface of the sun. So we came from a limited space to an infinite space for offering to advertising. And of course, the cost per thousand has been reduced. So sometimes reducing the cost per thousand or reducing this space increases the CPM, which is something that we need to think as a group. How should we do this? The third belief is that more than a house of media, we are a house of brands. And this is a big shift in our mindset. And why this is important? Because you have today, let's say 20, 30 different magazines, but we should consider each label like this, not a magazine, but a brand, and start to think, what can we do with each of these brands? And we can do lots of things. We can do concerts, seminars, awards, trade shows, exhibits, apps, championships, contests. Lots of things can be done under the umbrella of each brand. But it's a different mindset. You need to create a brand company and not a publishing company. And after doing lots of things like this, today, in 2 years, the revenue coming from this kind of stuff is already 30% of our revenues. And Abril started to offer media in 3 different universes. We are now offering print media, digital media, and events media. In other words, we are positioning events as a media platform. And anyone that wants to use this media, we can do the business for them. But also we develop licensing products. We have more than 500 different products, 20 million units sold in 2016. Lots of different products from lots of different brands that now pay for us, not only to use the brand, but also because we promote the brand for them in our magazines. The belief number 4 is that we can lower walls without losing credibility. Yes, we can reduce the safe distance between editorial and sales while maintaining our credibility and respect for readers. So transforming storytelling into story selling. And this year only, we have been producing more than 2,000 different projects of branded content that definitely are creating a lot of opportunities for us and for the advertisers. Which proves that Einstein was right. EC equal to MC. Every company is a media company, and they want to develop content, and we are the best partners for them. The 50th belief, and last one, the creator's culture must prevail. So in recent times, there was always a remarkable leader that stands out in the institutional perception of the corporation. Steve Jobs for Apple, Zuckerberg for Facebook, and etc. So definitely, all successful companies have a human face now, which is different from many years ago. Today, it's hard to find a brand that does things differently or makes a difference without a leader. So there's no Tesla without Elon Musk. So far, magazines have ignored this trend. Only a handful of editors are protagonists. When the creator's culture is not valued, talents migrate to digital universe now. They go and open the videos at YouTube, or they're creating their own blog, and they make a decent money outside the editor. So we need to decide if we should make more room for creator's culture in our vehicles. This ranges for lots of different ways to promote the editor as a celebrity. Today, I want that the editor of my magazine has more followers in Twitter than the magazine by itself. It's important to think like this because media companies have always feared that editors and journalists, if we promote them, would be a major risk for losing them to our competitors. The greatest risk nowadays is not taking risks, because they're going to leave anyway. So to implement a creator's culture, we need to adjust the business in terms of brand positioning, hiring, compensation. It's a whole shift in our mindset, promoting them and making them a celebrity. Now, our editors are in all advertising that we have, and also the journalists are part of the edition. So journalists should have a protagonist role, not only a supporting one. And we have been, let's say, forgiving this every time. We need to emphasize the creator's culture trend. And now we are bringing celebrities to become editors of our magazines because this is really important for the magazine. And all journalists are now showing up in their own magazines. We need to show them because they want to be leaders in this business, okay? So making a long story short, the 5 beliefs are the migration to digital is an addition process, not a substitution. We should see media not only as an end, but also as a mean, promoting our own products. More than a house of media, we are a house of brands, doing lots of different stuff under the umbrella of a brand. We can lower walls without losing credibility, and we need to emphasize the creator's culture trends. So this set of beliefs that rewrite reality. require a deep shift in corporate mindset and attitude. So more than digital tools, we really need a digital soul. Our products have evolved, but the premises that rule our industry haven't. Management paradigms have resisting real change. And the problem with this is that revolution doesn't happen when we adopt new tools, but when we adopt new behaviors. We are not yet adopting new behaviors. And I give you some examples. Digital soul means going beyond incorporating digital tools to the product. Digital soul means embedding the zeitgeist in every step of the business. And I have here lots of examples how can you change the way you manage the company, not only the product by itself. Digital soul is more a matter of point of view than CPU. And of course, digital soul is more about sharing and owning, adding and subtracting, giving and taking, dividing and surfing, firing and hiring. In other words, it's not only about return on investment or ROI, but also about return on learning, ROI. So let's be part of the revolution again that we did in the last century. Long live to the Queen and to print media. Thank you very much.